All right, now what I want to be able to do is to find the length of sides on our right-angled triangle using SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so you'll notice here that this particular question gives you a right-angled triangle, but it only gives me information on two of the sides. I don't have any information on this side over here, so whatever side that is, I'm not going to be using it at all. So I'm only going to be using this side here, and I'm going to be using this side here. So straight away, because this is the longest side, I know that this here is my hypotenuse. So I'm going to put a H there to remind me that that's the hypotenuse. Now, this here is the angle that I'm going to be using today. So instead of a theta symbol, it's got the number 15 because it's 15 degrees for this particular angle. Please note that this is not at all drawn to scale. So this side over here is the opposite because it's directly opposite this 15. So if I look across the triangle, the opposite side is this one here. So that's the O. And this side down here is my adjacent side because it's next to the 15. So I'm not using opposite at all in this particular question, so I don't need it. So I need to figure out whether I'm using sine, cos, or tan for this particular question. So whatever one I choose, it can't involve an O. So it can't be sine and it can't be tan. It must be a cos. See how it's got the A and the H, because cos is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So let's write that out. So cos is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Now I'm just abbreviating them there to make it faster. So what I do is I write cos, but because I don't have a theta symbol in this question, I've got the number here of how many degrees this angle is. So that's what I'm going to be writing instead. So cos 15 is equal to whatever my adjacent value is. So my adjacent is actually equal to A, so I'm just going to put A. And then whatever my hypotenuse value is here, so that's 36. Cool. All right, so that's our first step done. So I've written that cos 15 is equal to A over 36 because my adjacent side was A and my hypotenuse was 36, so I've put that there. Now what I'm going to do is a trick to be able to figure out what A is on its own, because that's what I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find this missing side over here. So in order to do that, because this 36 is on the bottom, I'm just going to bring that, if my pen decides to work, that is, I'm going to bring this 36 to the front. So I'm going to move it. I'm going to take it from the bottom of this fraction and I'm going to move it over here. So now I'm going to have 36 at the front times cos 15 is equal to A. Now there is a reason for this, and I'll go into that in a minute as to why I'm moving it. There is a mathematical way, but it takes a little longer, but this is just the fast version. So now I'm left with 36 at the front because I moved it from the bottom of this fraction over here all the way to the front. So now I've got 36 times cos 15, and that just leaves me with A on this side. So now I grab ye old faithful, my calculator, and I'm going to type this into here and it's going to give me an answer for A. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to write 36 times cos 15. See how my number sentence here is matching exactly what's here. Hit equals and it's going to tell me what A is equal to. So that, my A is going to be equal to 34.7733, yada yada yada. Nobody cares about all that. Let's round it to 2 decimal places. So in order to round to 2 decimal places, I count 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places out, put a dotted line down there. Now, does my 3 here round up or down? It rounds down. So if I was calculating A to 2 decimal places, this will just stay as 34.77 is equal to A. So that is how long this particular side is. So that side is equal to 34.77. Cool. I want to quickly show you why it is that I'm jumping ahead and moving the number on the bottom of the fraction to the front. There is a mathematical reason for this. It just takes a little bit longer, so I tend to skip that step. But I just want to quickly show you why it is that I do that. So my goal is to find the value of x. So this is my question here. I figured out that it's 10. So it's 10, 21 is equal to x over 19. So I've got 19 on the bottom, and this is a fraction. Now thinking back to equations, using that knowledge, how do I move something from the bottom of a fraction over to the other side? I need to do the opposite of what's happening over here. So this here is x divided by 19. What's the opposite of dividing by 19? Well, it's multiplying by 19. So I'm going to do that to both sides. Multiply by 19, multiply by 19. So over here that gives me 19 times 10, 21, and they cancel each other out, this and this. So what I'm left with is 19 times 10, 21. So I'm doing the exact same thing. When I move it to the front, I end up with the exact same thing. It just cancelled out this extra step of having to cross these out. So you can do it whichever way floats your boat. I just tend to skip that step and straight away move that number to the front. However, this only works when the number is on the bottom. Now, if the number is on the top, it doesn't work. And let's do one.